Good morning, Rod Stewart.
Yes, it's me. Good morning. Top of the morning to you.
Fantastic. And I hear you there. You're singing away as we're waiting to put you on the air. That's encouraging.
Yeah, I sing all day. I'm always practicing.
Are you ready for the big show?
Yeah. We're leaving. We're in London at the moment. We leave on Monday, and the show's on Saturday. Is it not?
It is the 11th at Confederation Hill. This is your second time. Do you remember being here in 1989?
Yeah, vaguely. That was a long time ago, but I vaguely remember. It was a good show, good crowd, good turnout. So hopefully we'll have a repeat.
You know, I was reading your book, which is excellent, by the way. Great job on that.
It is, isn't it?
It is, yes. And you mentioned a story about St. John's in that book. Do you recall that?
Oh, yeah. What was it? Was it something to do with my family?
It had something to do with chickens, Rod.
Oh, yeah, chickens in the room while I was doing an interview with Dick Clark.
Why were there chickens in the room?
Well, give me a good reason why there shouldn't be chickens in the room.
It's true. The man likes chickens.
No, it was an act of the sex police. If you've read my book, you'll know what the sex police are.
Okay, for those
I was doing a very serious interview, and then a load of chickens flew in the room.
So, who were the sex police, and are they still around these days?
There's still a couple of them left in the road crew with me at the moment. Some of the guys I've had in the road crew have been with me for 30 years. But as a practicing organisation, they are non-functional at the moment.
They have been disbanded.
Yeah. The guys are on retirement.
The sex police, I guess it's okay then if you have handcuffs, right? It all makes sense if you were, a member of the
steady
sex
on
police.
there. We didn't do any of that business.
Okay,
No,
of course not. Of course
it
not.
It was merely to find out if members of the band had had any sexual encounters.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, have things really changed that much since back in the 80s or maybe even the crazy 70s?
Well, we're not quite as crazy as we used to be, obviously, but we haven't joined the Pipe and Slipper Club either. So we're still enjoying what we do, being out on the road. We do get a little older, we slow down a bit, but we still love. I love what I do. I absolutely love it. I hate the word retirement, and I'm not going to retire. I'm going to keep singing ungracefully.
Well, and why should you? I mean, things have changed now. Will your wife, the lovely Penny Lancaster, be with you?
No, she's going to miss the first couple of shows. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we're moving into a new house here in London, and she's going to continue moving our bits and pieces into the new house while her good husband goes off and works. So
I bet that place is a real dump.
Yeah. I bet.
Sorry?
Now, she said recently that cooking takes away a man's masculinity, and that got a lot of press. Do you agree with that?
Anything my wife says I tend to agree with. I always find that's the best thing. So, it's... I really have never worn an apron in my life. I've worn a lot of other things, but never an apron. But if that's her feelings, good luck to her.
So feather boas, but no aprons.
That's right.
So I guess that means that you don't cook at all, do you?
No, unfortunately not, mate. I've been lucky that I've always had girlfriends and lady friends that have looked after me. I'm deeply embarrassed the fact I can just about manage a boiled egg and a cup of tea.
Well, I'm sure you've made some eggs for some leggy blondes in the mornings.
Steady on, steady.
Okay. Hey, let's talk about the new album then. This is the 30th studio album. It's called Another Country. And I first heard about that. I thought it was a country album, but that's not the case.
No, it's not at all. It was we were struggling for an album title, and not that I think album titles are desperately important. It's the music on the CD that counts. We thought, why do we call it Another Country? Another Country is a song which I wrote about trying to put myself in the position of the military when they're away from their wives and their families and their loved ones. But so Another Country. I like it now. I've grown accustomed to it.
Will we hear any of that new music, Confederation Hill?
Probably not. It's a little early because it doesn't come out until October. But what we are doing is we're going to put some real oldies in because I've agreed to do a show here in London in Hyde Park in September, and I wanted to make it different. So I'm going to do all the songs that I don't usually play, like Rather Go Blind and Losing You, and just so many tracks that people want to hear. So we'll throw in some real oldies.
I got a question for you. You know, a lot of bands do full albums in their entirety these days, like your contemporaries, the Rolling Stones. I mean, would you consider doing something like that?
I don't think so. But never say never. It's a good idea.
If you had to pick an album to do, what would it be?
Oh, without a doubt, every picture tells a story.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
definitely.
my favorite.
Great idea.
That's one of the best albums of all time.
I totally agree with you.
And why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why not, right? There's a song on this new album.
I actually had dinner with Woody before the Stones went out on tour, and he was telling me about how thrilled he was to play all the numbers off of Sticky Fingers that he sort of grew up with. What a pleasure it was. So, yeah, that's a great idea. Great idea they've come up with there.
So he doesn't drink anymore. I guess you still have...
unfortunately.
Right. Stan, you guys have been great friends since the 60s. Does that change the relationship at all?
No, not at all. Full credit to Ronnie. He's just as funny now as he ever was, and just as lively. And there's no dark side to him anymore. There used to be a bit of a dark side to him, a bit of what we call here a black dog, but that doesn't exist anymore. He's got a lovely wife, Sally, and he's on top of his game. And everybody tells me that he's playing absolutely beautifully. We're going to do a Faces reunion in September for a charity show, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
I was going to ask you about the Faces situation. Is that something you think you'd ever put out on tour? Because I'd love to see that.
Yeah. We've been planning it since 1975 when we broke up.
Right.
But it's just looking for a window when the Stones are not working. They don't look like they're going to retire anytime soon, and I hope they don't. But we're doing this one show in September. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, there's only 3 of us left now. We've lost another one in Ian McLagan, unfortunately. But for those Faces fans, just keep the faith.
Now, we've had, great interest in this conversation that we're having here this morning, and some people have asked some questions.
Oh, God, yes.
Listen, there's never much interest in us, so, we're very happy, too. But we got some questions here from Facebook, if you'll answer them.
Okay.
One is from Amanda Kirby. She says, is there anything on your bucket list that of lists of places to visit or to play that you have left to do in your career? Is there some place you'd like to visit?
Oh, there's hundreds of places I'd love to visit, but unfortunately they're dangerous places nowadays where they weren't 5 or 6 years ago, if you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I would dearly love to go and play in China. I mean, I'd really love to do that. But I'm ready for Confederation Hill Music Festival. I'm looking forward to that.
Look, what a master of the
I
segues.
love it.
I love it.
We have another one here. I like this question. It's from Mr. Maker. What is your favorite song from the Jeff Beck era to still perform or to hum to yourself?
What, favorite song?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Well, all of them are great. They were, the band. It was an easy group to be in because it was the music was simple, yet not complicated. But I used to love singing "Ain't Superstitious."
Yeah, that's a good
I could
one.
really get my teeth around that. That would be another wonderful band to reform. I said to Woody the other night we could actually put the Jeff Beck group and the Faces together because me and Ronnie were in both and do a double show. But I don't think Jeff would do it.
Yeah, what's your relationship like with him now? He seems a bit crooked.
Yeah, well, crooked in this country means you're a thief or something. I don't think you mean that, do you?
No. Here it means
Jeff he's a wonderful guitar player. He's an extraordinary guitar player, but he's got his demons. That's all I can say about him. It's 1 minute we're friends, the next minute we're not, and I think Woody's the same with him as well.
And I got a great one here. Karen Hurley wants to know, what's your favorite thing right now about being a dad?
Oh, so many things. The fact, that I'm getting up there in years and that they come home from school, the 2 of them, one of them's 9 and one of them's 4. Dad, come on, we've got to go and play football. And I go, oh, Jesus, my knees are killing me. And I have to get up and play. And it keeps you so on your toes. It really is the fountain of youth as far as I'm concerned. But I've actually written a song on the new album called Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, about putting my youngest, my 4-year-old son to bed and all the stories I have to tell him. But I'm enjoying every moment of it.
I saw that album title on the release for this new album, and I was wondering, what the hell is that about?
Caught us off guard a little bit. That's what we were going to ask you.
Now we know. You're a father of 8, right?
Yeah.
What's the age difference, or how old is your oldest?
Wow, you really want to know?
Yeah.
I've got Sarah, she's 50.
Oh.
Then I come down to Kimberly, who I think is, I may get this wrong, I hope she's not listening, 35, then Sean's 32, then Ruby's 27, Liam's 21, Renee's 22, and then we go all the way down to 9 and 4. So there's 8 altogether.
That's pretty impressive that you did that, though. I think that's worth a round of applause.
Wow.
On the spot. He recalls all their ages.
There's going to be no more, though. I've put my cue back in the rack.
Okay, good to know. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing you Confederation Hill. I mean, it's only a few days away now. What kind of stuff can we expect? How long is the show?
I should imagine it'll be, close to 2 hours. Hope the weather's going to be good. Everything they want to hear, plus, as I said earlier on, there'll be no American songbook stuff, plus a few surprises.
Lovely.
But it'll be all the songs that you want to hear.
Well, listen, thanks for taking time to talk to us this morning. We sure do appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.